What is up, YouTube? My name is Alex and this is my fish room. So I know I haven't posted in quite some time. Hopefully that won't happen again. But in today's episode we're going to move a bunch of bristlenose. We have a bunch of fry in those breeder boxes, such as that one. There we have some super reds, long fins and short fins. Here we have some albinos, which we are not going to move today, but what we are going to move instead are these blacks, these chocolate bristlenoses, and the blue eye lemons. Also, actually, we are going to move some albinos, but these are bigger than these ones. As an idea, where we are going to move them are in some of these tanks. In these tanks I initially had the shrimps, but I lost quite a lot of them due to planaria. I siphoned all of 6 aquariums, and in this one, for example, I already placed some bristlenoses. Let me see if I can show you the fish. Anyway, here are some blue eye lemons and some super reds. They are feeding on some green peas. And this is a female which along with others gave me some of those guppy fries. And here is one Arnoldi swordtail female, which hasn't gave me the fry. Also, this is another one. I kinda want for them to give birth, so I can move them out of these nets, because they are kinda stressing them out. One of the tanks we are going to use is this one. This one has only white substrate, so I think the black will go in this one. This one is already stacked up, so this tank won't receive any fry today. In this one, I think we are going to move some of the bigger ones, not the ones I showed you. And we are going to take 2 of those. This has cherry shrimp, and that one has some yellow neons. This is the first batch of the super reds. They are not that many, but it's okay, because actually these are from another strain of super reds. So my initial super reds that I have are looking like this. They are pretty orange, pretty red, but they also have some black in them. As you can see, on this male has black on the tail, compared to these ones, which that is the male that guarded and raised the fry, are a bit more orange and don't have I think any black in the tail. I have 5 or 6 of these in this tank, and that is the reason why I'm happy these ones have laid eggs as well, because they are actually pretty young. They are about a year. So given the amount of these bristlenoses, I'm going to put them with the cherry shrimps, one of the tanks on the right side. I will acclimatize them to that water and put them all in. So while this is dripping in here, I will show you the tank where they are going. It's a pretty nice tank. It has substrate, has some of the cherry shrimps, some of the assassin snails, but also some planaria, which I'm still not happy with. I will have to siphon these tanks, all of these, around 2 times per week, because if I'm not keeping them clean, the substrate will grow bad bacteria on it, and the fry might get some fungus and bacteria on them and eventually die. But hopefully that won't happen. While we are waiting, I can also show you the zebra tank. So until last time I think we talked, I had 2 spawns from the same female. The female on the right, the one on the left I think is also a female, but each time the male in this cave ate the eggs. Next time I will be prepared with an egg tumbler from this and pull the eggs from the male, because it happened 3 times so far. First time the eggs hatched in another aquarium, but he ate the fry, and the last 2 times he ate the eggs. This one is another tank with super eggs. I kinda lost many fry with this setup, because the fry were able to move past this divider, which hasn't been properly sealed, and as you can see I have swordtails. Anyway, these have grown since the fry were moving past the divider, but still if they are even at that size, they can nibble on the bristlenose and kill them. So yeah, they are a pretty big fan of the green beans as well. I'm not sure if you can see this properly. I don't have a light either to show you the fry, but these are green dragons short fins. That small pair that I got, I'm not sure if I updated you on that. You can see, I think that is the female, yes, on the pipe there, and the male is on the right here, actually. So these are around 5 to 6 centimeter max, and I'm kinda amazed that they laid eggs. That proves that the size of the fish doesn't matter, but actually the age. So these have to be at least 1 year for them to form a pair and lay eggs. I couldn't believe when I saw the male fanning the cave, and I kinda was expecting eggs, but instead I found a bunch of fry already with the yolk sac consumed. And yeah, I didn't even care to check them in the cave, because I didn't think they are big enough, old enough to spawn. But it was a nice surprise. So I think we are done with the drip acclimatization. I will count the fry and mark this tank with the number to see when they go out how many I have left. I counted 26, and now I am going to release them into the tank slowly. Also put the green beans that were inside the breeding box with them, because I still want them to eat it. And that's it for this tank. Next we are going to take the chocolate bristlenoses. I will put the phone down because I can't really get this breeding box without 2 hands from here, but I'll be back. And here are the chocolate ones. As you can see, a lot more. I am not sure if I'm going to count this, because the chocolate ones always lay more eggs, because they are even bigger than my super eggs. So the chocolate ones are going in this tank with the black cherry or chocolate shrimp, and that Arnoldi swordtail female. Like I did with the super reds, I'm going to acclimatize them to that tank and put them all in. And doing the same thing with the chocolates. So 2 more breeding boxes to go through. These are the short fin lemons. This I will count because I want to see how many get out from the tank. Same thing as the last 2, acclimatize them and put them in the tank. The blue eyes going in. They have plenty of food sources in this tank. I will feed them all even more. They have algae everywhere, but that won't last long with this many fry. The secret I found to raising bristlenose fry is to feed baby brine shrimp, live brine shrimp, when they are very little and even at this size in the breeding box. Also a lot of green beans, and you can also feed de-shelled peas. Another trick to raising the bristlenose fry is to not keep them long enough in the breeding box, because that breeding box, if it is not cleaned, it will develop bad bacteria, and also the fry will die. I've had it happen many times, even with the external breeding boxes or the ones that float. The fry should not be kept more than 2 weeks in the breeding box. These ones have been kept a little over 2 weeks, and that's why I had to move them all in these tanks. Besides the albino fry that are in that box, I have to catch all of these in the next following days, because they are fry like this size, which won't do well in the tanks with in the parents. At least for me, they are not doing well. I've had this rack for like a year, and the biggest fry that I have are in this tank, which are not that large, tops 4 centimeters. As you can see, they are a lot of fry, but too young for this kind of system to survive. And in the next following days I have to go through each tank and catch all of those. Also vacuum the substrate, because that is another reason why the fry are dying on me and in this system. The next one is, of course, with this kind of snail, you have to get the snails out and maybe keep the most pretty ones. There are also shrimps which compete for the food, and of course the adults, which when you feed they will get most of the food. These are the albino ones, not many, not few. I will count this as well and see how many I get out in the size for selling them. The albino ones, especially the long fin ones, are one of the most fragile bristlenose. So I'll count them out and put them in the tank with the blue diamonds, shrimps. And the last breeding box with the albinos. They are all in. I'm very happy that I've completed this task to move the fry from the boxes to the tanks. As I said, the next step is to go through each of the bigger tanks and find the fry in the tanks, vacuum the substrate, and sort where I can place the fry, if I can put them. So let's say, for example, if I find a bunch of chocolate, or I'll put them with the chocolates, or I don't know, move them to another tank and keep them separate. As I can see, they are already munching on the algae. These are the blue eyes. Here are the super reds on the left. As you can see, I still have planaria, so I will vacuum these tanks again soon. These are the blue eyes. And these are the albinos. Catching the fry, the tiny fry. As you can see, I told you about the L144, the blue eyes. There is a new batch here, also albinos apparently. A new batch that is very tiny. At that size, those are not good to be in this big tank. So yeah, a lot of work to do. Here are a lot of the chocolate ones that I haven't caught early enough. This is all for this episode. If you found it interesting or helpful in any way, don't forget to thumbs it up, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification button to be notified when I post next. My name is Alex, and until next time, peace out.